How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with a very special guest, and we're not on different cameras. We're on the same camera. How are you doing?
We're not the same person.
We're not the same person. But yeah, people think that, don't they? So my special guest today is PunchItSue. If you didn't know, then we know each other in real life. A bit more than that, actually.
Yeah.
We might be getting married this year.
Are we?
It depends on the pandemic, or if we, if shit happens.
That's true. Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
I might just run away.
Yeah, please don't do that. Please don't do that. So because this is a different episode, we wanted to do things a bit differently today. So we've decided to play one of Sue's favourite games from childhood. What's that, Sue?
Good old Crash Bandicoot.
So we're going to play that. So I'm just going to load that up now. There we go. I'm going to hand the control pad to Sue.
Oh, God. Okay. Right. Answering questions and playing games.
Multitasking at its finest here. So, hang on a second. There you go. But, I might flip over and play once in a while if you want, but it's up to you.
Yeah.
But, more importantly than the game, obviously, is the questions here. So,
Of course.
But before we get to those...
I can't even load up the first level at the minute.
No, you can't. There you go. So before we get to that, though, do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
I'm PunchItSue, if you didn't know. And I've only just started streaming, it'll be a year, really. And, yeah, I kind of started with horror games, but I kind of just do what I want now.
Basically.
Yeah. I don't really follow a path. I just play what I want to play. Like, some people go, oh, you should play this. And I'll go, yeah, maybe. And then that'll be it.
No worries. So where can we find you? Are you a Twitch streamer?
Oh, yeah.
YouTube streamer?
No, I don't do YouTube. I always do Twitch. Twitch is just easier to deal with, to be honest.
Yeah. No problem. We could talk about, obviously, Twitch later on, But as we always do at the start, we want to talk about games you played as a kid. Obviously, we're playing some Crash Bandicoot now, but tell us about what was your first memories of playing games? Like, what's the first thing that comes to mind about, like, what are the first memories of games?
So it's when my dad, if you're from the UK, you'll know something called a car boot sale, and my dad brought home a Nintendo 64, I think it was, for my sisters. And I remember watching them play Mario, and I was like, this is amazing. What is this? And yeah, and then we used to... Wow, that was so much louder than I expected. Holy crap.
The sound is all over the place on this.
Wow, that was not what I expected then.
Sorry, guys.
What was I say? Oh yeah, about the Mario. Yeah, so I used to fight with my sister because it was theirs. I used to fight with them to play on it, and I used to get grounded quite a lot because I was quite vicious. But it was mainly like Mario was like the first game that I remember very vividly, to be honest.
So when we talk about Mario, what Mario in particular are we talking about here?
Oh God, I can never remember the titles because they all just kind of merge into the one. But I think it was like Super Mario Bros. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, it was one of them.
Was it the one that we played?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
Obviously plug in the old YouTubes here, but you can find it on my YouTube, I suppose. We did play Super Mario Bros. The first one back in 1987, I think it was, wasn't it?
No, that's not when we played it.
No, we didn't play it in 1987. No. I mean, neither of us were born then, actually. I was close.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember, what it was called, but it's just Mario game.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Insert Mario game.
Yeah.
No.
Quite literally.
No, but you played a few Mario games when you were a kid.
Yeah. The only one that I never played as a kid was Mario Kart.
Right, okay.
And I didn't actually play that until I was maybe around... Oh, I want to say 14. It was a long time. When I didn't play that.
Okay.
Sorry guys, you're gonna
more
hear
more bongos.
No, yeah.
all the bongos.
You're gonna hear the bongos all the time now.
So obviously we're playing some Crash Bandicoot. So I'm assuming you had a PlayStation 1 at some point.
Yes, I got a PlayStation 1 for Christmas. God, I want to say when I was about 7 or 8, something like that. And it wasn't in the box, so I knew it wasn't bought like brand new. But I was so chuffed. I just remember playing it. And one of the games that we did actually have for it was Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, okay, yeah, what classic.
And I remember getting so scared with that game. Like, I remember, like, I can't remember what they're called, but they look like rats. And they'd be like robotic noises coming from them. And I remember just absolutely crapping myself listening to them.
That's the funny thing about Abe's Odyssey, or the Abe games in general, is that people have fond memories of them, like being kind of funny. But you know what? They were dark.
Oh god, yeah. And the way they died, well, I'm surprised I didn't like have PTSD from it, because the way they died was so horrific. It was like, why are my parents letting me play this? But yeah, that was definitely one of the games that I remember on the PlayStation 1. And then I just remember my dad playing Medal of Honor as well.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. But you didn't play. You weren't a Medal of Honor fan.
No, I was never really like a shooty person.
You're not a shooty person.
I started playing like games like that when I was a lot older, but I just don't get the hype of it all.
Fair enough. Okay, so play some Crash Bandicoot, play some Abe's Odyssey. So what other PlayStation games did you play?
Oh. Grand Theft Auto was another one. Oh, and I just died again. Vice City was one.
So that's PlayStation 2 now,
that was
isn't it?
PlayStation 2. Oh, and was it what's it called?
Yeah,
Taxi Driver one.
Crazy Taxi. Yeah,
it's Crazy Taxi, isn't it? And Frogger as well. I do remember them on the PlayStation 1. But I didn't really play much on the PlayStation 1. It wasn't until PlayStation 2 came out was when I ruined my life with games.
Oh, ruined your life with games. Okay, fair enough.
Because I remember getting, and that was brand new, because I do remember the box of that.
So what was the first game you loaded into PS2?
Oh, Vice City, GTA. Yeah.
Really? Okay, yeah. Goodness.
And I remember playing this game, and I remember opening it on Christmas, actually, and I remember seeing it being a 15, and I was like, God, I must have been maybe 12 when I played it, and I was like, can I play this? Am I allowed to play this? Like, my mum was like, it's alright, open it, and I was like, are you sure? Because it's like a 15 and I'm not allowed to play these kind of games. And it was one of them, and I remember playing it. I was just like, this is amazing. I'm driving around killing people like I'm a maniac. I was like, this is incredible. Oh, Mr. Mask.
So, wow. I mean, that is a heck of an entrance into the PlayStation 2. I mean, I'd imagine it blew your mind in so many ways. Like,
totally.
Because so you didn't play GTA 3, you played Vice City.
Yep. I never played GTA 3, and it wasn't until a few years later that I actually played GTA 3. Oh, asshole. And I couldn't get my head around it. I don't know, it was very different to Vice City. Like, I know a lot of people like GTA 3, but I just couldn't get into it, and I don't know. But then when San Andreas came out as well, I was totally hooked on that one.
I mean, GTA 3, it's now kind of become one of those things, really, of, you know, you kind of, it was the first of like all the 3D ones, wasn't it? But
yeah.
I think it's aged not so well, I suppose. So if you didn't play it when it came out, I suppose you probably...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I just remember with Vice City, the music was just... I just fell in love with it, because it was like music that I'd hear in my dad's radio in the car. So it was kind of like, oh, I know this. I know these songs. This is good. So, yeah, I was just totally hooked.
Had a heck of a great driving soundtrack.
Oh, totally.
For sure, didn't it? So just going back to the PS1, I'm just playing Crash, obviously, right now. So did you play the other Crash Bandicoot games, or was it just the first one?
No, I never played any of the others. It was just the first one. And I didn't play the others, again, for a very long time. I don't know why, I just didn't.
Did you beat this?
No. I never beat Crash. I always remember getting to, what's the first boss called? Papu Papu. And just doing it, and then I was like, oh, this is great. And that's right, just jumped off the cliff. And then getting to what's the is it a weasel, like with a machine gun?
Oh, that's Pinstripe.
That's yeah.
Much later on.
Yeah, but because my sisters used to do the other levels for me.
Ah, I see. Got you.
So my sisters would do the other levels, and my dad, and I would then be like, I want to do Pinstripe, and then losing uncontrollably and just throwing the control pad like across the room.
Angry child.
Yeah. There is a story to do with that, actually. Being an angry kid and playing games.
All right. So you played a lot of games with your siblings and your dad. So is there any stories? I mean, that might maybe come to do with angry child syndrome, shall we say?
There was.
What are your favourite stories growing up with your family playing games?
I always remember getting Harry Potter. I think, was it the Chamber of Secrets? I'm pretty sure it's the Chamber of Secrets. And I remember getting it for my birthday one year, and I was incredibly stuck on a level. And for the life of me, I just couldn't do it. And I started getting really upset. And my mum was doing the, if you're going to get upset, don't bother playing it sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it's doing my head in, Mum. I need to do it. She's like, give it here. I'll do it. And I remember my mum playing it. And I was like, oh, thanks, Mum. Thanks for doing the level. She's like, it was fine. Anyway, the next day I came home from school. And she was playing the game on the telly. And I was like, what are you doing? She was like, well, I just did that one level for you, so I thought I'd help you out more. She ended up completing the damn fucking game. And I was like, that's my game, Mum. She was like, well, I just wasn't sure if you liked it. I was like, what the I was like, that's my game. So I never completed Harry Potter.
Wow.
Because my mum did it instead.
You know what? Obviously, as someone that I know your mum personally.
Yeah.
You know, I never would have imagined your mum playing games.
And honest to God, it was like, bless my mum, she wears glasses, but she was like up against the TV. Like, she was like, this is really good, sort of thing. And I was like, what on earth are you doing? Like, why are you stealing my game? I was like, do you want one yourself? She's like, no, I don't do those games.
Sure.
Like, okay, Mum, whatever. Sure thing.
Wow. Amazing. So, did you ever really play any like PC gaming? Did that ever come into the foray when you were growing up, or something that's only happened recently?
The only PC game I ever played before like getting into Steam and everything was the pinball game and Minesweep. Yeah. They were the only two games that I would play on the PC, and that pinball game, I used to spend many hours on that game, listening to like Now 64 album, playing the pinball, having like James Blunt, You're Beautiful on repeat, crying.
Oh yeah.
And it was just one of them.
Good memories.
Yeah, great memories that was. So I never really played on the PC. Funnily enough, my dad got Medal of Honor on the PC though, so he would play that quite a lot. But yeah, I've never really been a PC gamer. I've always been a console gamer.
Yeah.
As you can tell, because I'm playing this on PC with a control pad. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've never been a keyboard player.
No.
It's never really suited me.
Okay, so what other PlayStation 2 games did you play? So you played Vice City.
I had so
San Andreas.
many. I had more PS2 games than I did PS1 games. I had like The Simpsons Hit and Run. I used to have Tony Hawk Underground 2, based in Australia. One of my favourite games ever. That was the first time I ever heard Johnny Cash Ring of Fire on that game. What else did I have? I had... there was just so many. Yeah, I had... And there was a skateboard and Simpsons game. And I don't know whether or not everyone played it, but I remember playing it, and every time I went to a sleepover with my friends, they always used to say, bring that skateboarding game. I'm like, well, which one? The Simpsons one. Oh, right, okay. So we used to play that. That was very good. Very good skateboarding game. What else was there? I'm trying to think. Bloody hell, what was the other ones we used to have? There were so many. But like I had like an indoor wardrobe. It sounds really posh, and I'm not. Honestly, I'm not posh.
Stop.
But I did, like, I had like a built-in wardrobe, and we had like a section of all games, and they were just blue. Oh god, what other games were there? I can't really think of them off the top of my head, but there was just so many. We had loads, and then we had oh wow. I remember having Spyro as well. Spyro was another one, but I wasn't massive on Spyro when I was growing up.
No,
I was more Crash. I was very much more Crash.
Team
based.
Crash.
Yeah. But I was trying to think what the other games we had. It was just so many. Oh, Sims 2 as well. I was only talking about that the other day. Sims 2 was the first time I ever came across Sims.
Right, yeah.
And at first I was kind of like, this isn't that great. But it was the first game, this is a story, it's the first game that I had ever seen people have sex in. And I was
Wow.
like, what on earth?
You know what? I don't play a lot of Sims, so that's a surprise to me.
Yeah, they class it down as woohoo time.
Woohoo time.
And
right, okay.
they go under the covers. And I remember seeing it and I was like, what on earth is this?
Oh,
like,
so you don't see anything?
no,
then?
you don't see.
I was
like,
going to say,
anything.
otherwise
No,
that'd be
God,
quite
no.
controversial.
But I was like, what are they doing? So yeah, but I did mainly just play San Andreas on the PlayStation 2.
Okay. So what happened then after that? So did you get like a PS3? Did you get an Xbox 360? Or because you didn't play any online games?
No.
Sorry, any PC games?
No, so after that, I ended up getting myself a Xbox 360
Okay.
because my ex-boyfriend had one and he kind of like introduced me into it. And do you know what? Fair play. It was actually, I really enjoyed it because I got to play games like, I got to play games like Left 4 Dead. First time playing that and just falling in love. And then that's how I got playing Bioshock as well. There were so many other games on the 360 that just opened my eyes. But there was a long break between the PlayStation 2 and getting the Xbox. Like there must have been about maybe 3 years of not playing games, maybe something like that.
Okay.
So it was quite a while actually.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
obviously we're on Papu Papu now, so this will give you some memories. Okay. But I mean, so if you were to say you have one favorite game of all time, what would it be and why?
Can it be one or can it be a collection?
It should be one, really. But I mean, we can allow
I'd probably
a collection.
no. Go on. If it's just one, I'd probably just say the Mario game that I first ever played because
Okay. Yeah.
There's so many levels. There's like, I think there's like 8 different levels, but obviously 8 levels, but levels in him as well. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could play that for hours and just get stressed out, but really enjoy myself and just be quite content playing it. So it's definitely Mario. Again, I can't remember which one. Once I see it, I'll be like, that's the one, but I can't remember. So apologies. I'm sure someone who's watching will be like, oh yeah, I know which one you're on about. So thank God. But it's definitely Mario, 100%.
Sure. I'm surprised. Obviously, I know you very well. I thought you were going to say something like Bioshock.
Yeah, but that's, again, it's a collection, isn't it? It's 3 different games, whereas Mario was the first game that I ever played. And it's quite close to my heart, you know, and especially because our son loves Mario as well. So when he was playing it, it was kind of one of those moments where I was like, oh, you know, and I was like, can I play? And then I just never gave him back the controller. So yeah, it's definitely, it's one of them. Like, I grew up playing it, and it'll always have a place in my heart.
Yeah. And speaking of our son, obviously, so you know, we're seeing him growing up now and playing games and stuff. I mean, how often do you play games with him, or and is it something that, you know, again, what springs to mind in terms of like how proud you are to see like the little gamer he is?
Yeah, it's quite proud. Like, but sometimes I'm kind of like, you need to get off the games, man. You need to like get out and get fresh air. But yeah, no, it warms my heart knowing like he plays a lot of retro games, like obviously the pair of us have played in the past.
Yeah.
So to see him play them, it's kind of one of those things where you're just like, oh, I'm so proud right now.
Yeah.
And especially when he gets stressed out, the same things like we got stressed out as kids. Like it's kind of like, our pain.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
good.
You know what it's like now. Playing games with him. I see he's a Minecraft lover, and I've never been able to get into Minecraft. He'll talk my head off with it, which is fine. But I just can't play because it's just one of those games that I'm just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea what I'm doing. So that's our son.
Yeah. So I know another game that you really like because it's a thing you like a lot, not just in games, is of course Batman.
Yes.
So talk us through your love of the Batman games and Batman, of course, in general.
Well, weirdly, funnily enough, it was my ex who introduced me to, I think it was Arkham City. I remember going to Blockbusters, big up Blockbusters, and renting the game. Well, he rented the game actually. And then I was like, this is amazing. I really want to play this. And then my best friend decided to buy it. And I was like, well, okay. And then he decided to buy it himself. And I was like, okay, not me then. Whatever. And then I remember going back into Blockbusters and they had one left. And I remember having I think it was a birthday gift for myself or whatever, and buying it. And the guy behind the counter was like, I've been waiting for you to buy this because I know how much you've been wanting it. And I was like, yeah, it's been quite ridiculous. So the love of Batman came from that game, for playing it. And then I played Arkham Asylum, which is the first one. So I played the second one first, then the first one.
Oh, okay.
Which is a bit backwards, I know, but sometimes it happens. But I just fell in love with them, and they're just so dark and creepy. The Joker in it is just fantastic, and it's just, I don't want to say too much in case no one's played it, but if you want to get slightly creeped out, it's definitely worth it, especially Asylum, which is my favourite. Oh, you arsehole. Asylum is up there with creepiness, man. Totally.
So just talking about Blockbuster then, I mean, so whatever, did you spend a lot of time on Blockbuster, a lot of money in Blockbuster? Did you play a lot, did any other games you borrowed or discovered that way?
Yeah, I did spend a lot of time in Blockbusters. I should have really got shares in it.
It'd be alive today if you did.
Yeah, it would have been, to be honest, the amount of times I was in there. There was only 2 games actually I rented from Blockbuster. The mainly were movies, but was Batman, and I think it was called The Condemned.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I remember playing that, and then I remember my ex getting it me for my birthday. The wrong game, basically, bought for my birthday. But
what? So it's the Condemned, the horror games, and the Condemned, which is a completely different game.
No, it's called Condemned Horror Game.
Oh, okay. For a second, I thought you were saying that there was another game called The Condemned.
Oh, no.
And it was I don't know.
No. Yeah, I remember experienced my first ever jump scare in that game and screaming and just going nope, and I never played it again, and I've never completed it. And it's kind of been one of those games where do I pick it back up again? Should I play it on stream? Because it's kind of I never completed it, so I don't know the ending of the game. I don't know anything that happened. All I remember was just getting completely jump scared by, I think, a mannequin. I can't remember, it's been that long. But yeah, that they were the only 2 games from Blockbusters that I rented.
So what came first then with Batman? Because I know you're huge in Batman. So was it the games or the movies or the comics, or what was your first love for Batman? Was it?
Funny enough, it was when I first watched Dark Knight.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was just I knew of Batman. I watched Batman cartoons with Adam West. And, and I was I've never really been a massive superhero fan at the time. But then when I first watched The Dark Knight, and I just fell in love, because I didn't watch Batman Begins. That was the thing. I watched Dark Knight first, and then I watched Batman Begins. And I was like, got you. This is why it's doing, sort of thing. And I just remember falling in love with it. And I was like, I should watch these so much sooner than I did.
Yeah.
And it was mainly the Joker as well that I fell in love with, because Heath Ledger was just 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss, Joker. He was fantastic. And yeah, so it kind of came from there, and it's just got progressively worse, to be honest.
Or better.
Or better.
One
See
way or
how,
the other.
depends how you see it, really. But yeah, it's just... So that's where it's come from, was watching The Dark Knight in the cinema. And obviously, if you've seen the film, there's a bit where the Joker blows up the hospital. Oh my god, this level. And he wears an orange wig, which is quite funny because I've got orange hair right now. And back then, my natural hair was ginger, and my best friend turned around and went, that's you. And I just, that like stuck in my head for years. And I was like, this is amazing. This level is going to be going out the window soon. And yeah, I was just, I don't know, it was just one of those moments where I was just like, I now get why people are obsessed with superhero films.
Yeah, well, that's a very different superhero film to the
course.
rest than that came out afterwards. But
Yeah.
yeah, it still stands on its own, doesn't it? That's one of the best films ever made.
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
it? So, all right. So you mentioned Condemned and horror. So that was your first horror experience. I mean, which
Yeah.
is very interesting. I suppose, seeing as you have played a lot of horror games on stream, and you
Yeah.
love horror games in general now,
Yeah.
don't you? So, I mean, what other like horror game memories do you have?
Honestly, not that many, because I didn't play many horror games when I was like younger. Like we spoke about oh, you arse. We spoke about Abe's Odyssey, which kind of, well, it did have a horror element to
Yeah, it was a dark. It was almost like a dark comedy, wasn't it?
But I think I didn't start playing horror games until I was slightly older, and I don't know, I got quite scared. I remember watching one of the YouTubers play Outlast,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and I was like, this is great. And then obviously when PT came out, I was like 39 weeks pregnant, and he made me watch it, and I was like, this baby's going to come out today if I carry on screaming the way I'm screaming.
Yeah.
But I was never interested in playing horror games for a long time because I hated being scared. Oh, thanks, mate. So yeah, that was one of the reasons.
Again, I mean, you've got a love for horror movies as well, haven't you? So
Yeah, horror movies and horror games, I thought they were different when I was growing up.
I was going to say, explain the differences of those then to you. What is the difference between the experience playing a horror game and a movie? Like, why did you take so long to really get into horror games? But am I right in saying you've liked horror movies pretty much your whole life?
Yeah. With the horror films, I watched a lot of them with my parents growing up. So I kind of always had almost like a safety net, really, with my mum and dad being there. Because they would show me like films that I could watch and they knew I wouldn't get night terrors from.
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
they wouldn't have shown me like The Exorcist, but they would show me like Nightmare on Elm Street. What else? God, I'm trying to think of the others that showed me. Chucky was another one. Just things like that, like where they thought, actually we know she's going to have a bit of a messed up humor when she grows up, so we can show her films that we know will be okay. So I don't know, with games, I think because you're so invested in it when you're playing, that I just didn't like the fact that anything could jump out at you and would take you totally by surprise, and just make you crap your pants there and then. Whereas with movies, you can kind of just be like, oh, okay, I can put my concentration in it, but I can also kind of dip out of it. So yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. And you mentioned about the safety blanket. I mean, I suppose there is that element as well. Like, I mean, I don't know. Did you by that point did your parents stop playing games?
Yeah. So basically, what we used to do was my dad would go out Friday night, and my mum would order his pizza, and we would just sit and watch. And she would introduce me to different films. So that's how I kind of found like films like Beetlejuice and God, I'm trying to think what else. Beetlejuice, Chucky, and all them. And she'd be like, I can trust you watching these because I know you're not going to take them seriously. So yeah, they kind of stopped playing the games when I got a little bit older, because I was getting more invested in movies as well. So they were like, okay, now's the time to shine. because my mum worked in a cinema
Right. Yeah. Okay.
when she was slightly younger, and so she kind of was like, I know what movies will be good to show. So that's why she would never show me like The Exorcist as well, because she knew what it was like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, no chance my kids watching that. And I didn't watch that until, God, when I was a lot older. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So,
But I suppose with the safety blanket, I suppose, whereas and if your parents stop playing games at that point, whereas my mum and dad never played games at all, really, barely ever. And I suppose you mentioned the safety blanket. I get that because like it's almost like this is for me. Whereas in if it was a movie that they watched, they understand. Whereas in that safety blanket's gone because they don't know what the experience is of that game.
yeah.
So that makes sense. Yeah.
I also always remember my nan playing some games. Like, so my nana was, she wouldn't be like playing Medal of Honor and stuff like that. But I mean, she used to have, not a lot of people remember these, but she'd have almost like a Game Boy. But it wasn't a Game Boy, it was Tetris. And the thing was like that thick, man.
Right.
You could knock someone out with it. And she would sit and play Tetris while we were over. Mm-hmm. And I remember just being like, I remember getting my Game Boy as well the same year. And I was like, we got the same thing. And she was like, no, we don't. And I was like, is it not the same? And she's like, no, this is Tetris. And I remember playing Tetris with her as well. So, hello. Sorry, cat's just appeared. So games have kind of run in our family quite a bit, just not a lot, you know. So, yeah.
Okay. So, what are you playing right now?
Right now, on stream I'm playing Walking Dead Telltale games, which I do recommend people play if they haven't already, because they are just, oh my god, they're heart-wrenching when they want to be. But yeah, on stream, that's what I'm playing. Off stream, nothing. Well, no, that's a lie, actually. I'm playing Phasmophobia off stream. I'm too scared to play it on stream right now. Because I get scared quite a lot.
I know there's another game you're playing offline as well.
Which is
You're
what?
playing a bit of Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, that's fair. I am playing a bit of Animal Crossing.
I hope not stepping in line when I say that. If I'm not mistaken, that's your first Animal Crossing experience, isn't it?
Is,
So,
yeah.
so talk us through that then. What's it like playing Animal Crossing for the first time now?
It was weird. Like, it was like a whole new universe that I've just entered, and I had no idea what I was doing. I've had to ask for help of so many people because I was like, am I doing this correctly? Why am I selling turnips? What the hell is going on? You know, like, what on earth? Like, why is this person trying to, like, give me a gift and I don't know them? So, yeah, with Animal Crossing, it's one of those games where you still have no idea what you're doing, but you still get quite roped into it, and you're like, yeah, I quite like this game. So yeah,
You get sucked in, don't you? You do get sucked in. So you're not playing Phasmo? Are you never going to play Phasmo on stream, or
I
not
never
right
said
now?
never. I never said never. I will eventually, just when I'm a lot braver.
Fair enough.
No, I will. I do want to, and a lot of my friends who I play with want me to play it as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But the only problem with Phasmophobia is that I have to concentrate. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to ignore chat. But also I want chat to enjoy it as well. So I might just be like, okay, I'm going to stop talking for a minute and just concentrate playing this, and then I'll get back to chat, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's one of them. It's one of those games where, especially because there's a lot of people playing with you, you don't want to be talking to chat all the time and then ignoring your teammates, and just, it's one of them, isn't it? So
No, it makes sense. Is there anything that makes you think of? Is there any games that you think of when it comes to like the worst game you've ever played? Is there any like really bad games that you've played over the years?
oh god, the worst game I've ever played.
Is there a game that you just played and you go, God, that was so bad? Or is there a game that you've played that you've gone, you know what? People said that was really good, but I really was disappointed by it.
Oh god, that's a good question actually. Do you know what? I don't actually know. I'm trying. There is probably a game.
I thought you say, well, this guy called Johnny Beard asked me to play this.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think now. Oh bollocks. God, I think you might have to take over this one for a minute.
Okay.
I don't know. maybe the latest Batman game I was quite like meh about. Oh no, tell a lie actually. Was the Star Wars one that I played.
Which one was that?
Shit, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called now. Fallen Jedi, Fallen Order.
Something
I can't
like
remember.
that.
Yeah, and I remember
It was
playing
on
it. PlayStation.
yeah, it
You
was on
remember me
PS4,
playing
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember the storyline being so short because he was sat obviously watching me play. I say watch. No, he wasn't. He was in the room.
Don't like Star Wars. So.
Yeah, and I remember completing it, and I go, oh, and he went, are you done? I went, yeah, and he went, oh, bloody hell, that was
Wasn't
quick.
this the one that EA made? That again, wasn't this the controversial? Was this like a free game?
I can't remember.
Because we had PlayStation Plus, didn't we? At one point.
I'm pretty sure it might have been, but I cannot remember what it was now. I swear it's Fallen Order or something like that.
I think it's Fallen Order.
And I just remember playing it. I was like, wow, that was short. That was a really short game for a Star Wars game as well.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't there like a load of like downloadable content and stuff, and that you had to like make it
there was
a more
a lot
fleshed out game? You had to pay for it.
Yeah,
like a paywall almost. I don't know.
I was about to say there was like a lot of downloadable content, but you had to pay for it, and paying for it was so expensive. And I was like, this is not worth that. 15 quid for like a downloadable content, which is going to take you 10 minutes to complete. It's not worth your money. But I haven't really had games that I've played that were quite shit.
Okay.
Where everyone's hyped it up and I've played it and they've been like, and I've just been like, oh, that was a bit crap, to be honest. I can't really remember any games like that.
Okay, fair enough. So when it comes to like playing games as well, do you like play for like trophies, achievements, stuff like that? Are you an achievement hunter?
No, God, no.
No, never.
No. There was only one. Funny enough, it was when Crash did remaster,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and that was the first time I had ever completed the whole Crash game on my own. Oh no, you had to help one level.
Okay, I can't remember.
I think it was that high. What was it? The one on the bridge.
Oh, you mean Crash Bandicoot 1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're not far away from that level, actually.
I can't remember what it's called, but that level drove me mental. But I was adamant I wanted to get all the achievements because it was a big thing. Because I'd never completed it when I was younger, so for me to complete it when I was older, I was like, yes, I did it. So yeah, that's the only game I've ever really got all the achievements for.
So have you platinumed? Are you not platinumed any other game before?
No.
Oh, right.
That was the only one that I platinumed.
Right. Okay. And when you played the Insane Trilogy, then did you beat all 3 games, or was it just the first one? Or?
Yeah, I beat all 3 games, but I platinumed the first one because it was like a personal achievement almost to make sure that I did complete everything. I got everything because it was such a big part of childhood, and because obviously I was so aggressive when I was younger that I didn't have the patience for it, whereas now I don't. Like, I say now I do. I don't. I just kind of am a bit calmer. I wanted to do it, so I wanted to like do my own like achievement basically.
I just remember we still haven't spoken about another one of your favourite games, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is the Fallout games?
Oh yeah,
Fallout.
Yeah, I love Fallout. Fallout 3, great game. Oh Christ, I don't know why. Again, it was a game that my ex introduced me to, and I just fell in love with it because I was like, this is actually really good. It's got scary monsters, but not to the point where I literally want to cry. You're gonna have to do this because I can't concentrate and answer the question at the minute. And the music as well, like the music in Fallout is so good. It's very 40s, 50s music, and I don't know, I just have a big love for Fallout 3. Only Fallout 3. Fallout New Vegas is okay. There we go. That's
the hot take, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, that's the question before. Like, a lot of people big it up, and I played it and I was kind of like, yeah, it's not that great. It's not amazing. It's alright, but it's not amazing as what everyone else is making it out to be. Just personal choice, really. So, yeah, no, Fallout is definitely one of those games where I can replay it over and over and just not get bored. I still get scared by the death calls though. When I see one, I'm just like, no, I'm running away now. Don't like that. Thank you.
But another thing, I mean, anyway, this is your stream stories.
No.
But I'm remembering like memories of us or memories of me just watching you play games, and there's this thing with you, isn't there, where it feels like there's lots of glitches and lots of game breaking.
I have really bad luck with glitches in games.
Like, it's unreal how much bad luck you get with it.
It is. It's quite like heartbreaking.
Talk us about some of the worst ones, then, because I've seen probably at least, I reckon we're talking at least one hand's worth.
Yeah, you have. Like, I got Fallout 4, I think it was, and I was maybe, I wouldn't say halfway through the game, but I was on the mission, on the main mission, and the whole main mission glitched on me, and I couldn't do anything, and then I had to. I ended up having to redo the mission again, redo the game again, sorry. And then it glitched on me again. I was like, do you know what? Sod this. I'm just selling it now. Like, no, I can't be dealing with this anymore.
Well, what were your thoughts on Fallout 4? Because again, I thought that one might have been a game that you might have mentioned about being a bit disappointing, because you weren't the biggest fan of it, really, were you?
I think because I wasn't the biggest fan because of how much trouble I had with it. It was kind of, I didn't want to put my heart into it. Where I think if I completed the game, I could give you a truthful answer, but because I didn't complete the game, I can't exactly be like, oh, it wasn't good. You know,
we got it on console, haven't we? Maybe it's an idea to maybe get it on PC at some point, because
Yeah.
then the chances are there's a mod or there's some kind of like way to progress beyond the glitch or something like that on PC.
Apparently, a lot of people say it's better to play it on PC because you can get rid of the bugs better. You can have like almost like a mod where you can get rid of the bugs.
Maybe we can play that sometime.
Maybe, yeah.
Obviously. What was I going to mention?
Play games?
No, just play it. Just play it. No. So, again, another memory, not really glitchy. Well, is it? I don't know. Another one of my favourite memories is obviously of you playing Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh,
Do you want to talk us through that story?
Well, it wasn't really me that got glitched. It was you.
Was it me?
It was you.
Right.
You had the vampirism glitch.
Oh, that was
you.
the vampirism. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a certain skeleton story.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, Christ, I forgot about that, actually.
Did you?
I did, yeah. So John introduced me to the Elder Scrolls. You're going to have to do this. The Elder Scrolls games. And we had Oblivion. And I remember playing it, and I was like, this is all right, actually. This is quite good. And he always would be like, right, don't forget to repair your weapons, you know, and do this, do that. Oh, okay, yeah, I could do that. So one day I was I think I was in a cave or something. Where was I?
Yeah, some cave.
I was in a cave.
Yeah.
I was doing something. And a skeleton came out of absolute nowhere, and I wasn't even expecting it. And normally, if you've played Oblivion, they make like a certain... like a hiss, is it? They make a noise.
Some kind of hissy noise, isn't it?
So you know that they're approaching you. Anyway, this skeleton it just came out of nowhere. Complete jump scare. And I went to smack it with the sword that I had, and my weapon broke because it wasn't repairing it. And I ended up punching it in the face. And it was just like, punch. Oh my God, I just punched a skeleton. And it was just like, obviously it's one of those things where you're like, oh, that sounds funny. But it was one of those moments where you had to be there to kind of appreciate the hilarity of it all.
It was the way it was. It was like you hit it with your weapon. Your weapon broke. You went and it just fell to like 1,000 pieces. So,
And I just remember turning to him and going, "I just punched a skeleton," and he was like, "What?" So yeah, that was one of the fun. But that wasn't a glitch. More so, it was just me being stupid and not repairing my weapons.
yeah, there was another skeleton story though, wasn't there? Do you not remember that one? When it comes to there was a certain there was a glitch with skeletons where you came out of a cave, and I think you were in the cave, you were leaving the cave, and you were being followed by a skeleton, and you were like, oh God, I can't be arsed dealing with him, and you left the cave.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you want to continue from
Is
that
this
story?
the one with the riverbank?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, that's a different. Okay. Yeah. I get what you're saying now. Yeah. So, like Johnny was just saying, I was leaving a cave and the skeleton was following me, and I was just like, oh, I really can't be arsed dealing with you right now. So I thought if I leave the cave, he'll stay in the cave. No. He did not. He followed me out of the cave, and I was like, what the hell is this bastard doing? Anyway, so I started running down the bank. He then started running down the bank, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's actually following me. And I ended up swimming across the riverbank. And did he get in the water?
No,
Or
he didn't.
He was trying to, wasn't he?
He was trying to, yeah, but no, something else happened after that.
But
There was a glitch because he seemed to multiply.
Oh, yeah, about 6 appeared.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
What's going on?
There was like 6 skeletons on the bank just going like this, like waiting.
They were tapping their swords, weren't they? Like tapping their swords. Come on then. You want some of this?
I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in Green Street. Like, what's going on? Like, honest to God. Yeah, they were just and they were following me. Every time I'd go up the bank, they'd go up. And oh gosh, yeah, we could stop laughing with that.
It's crazy, but it's weird how many glitches follow you.
Oh,
like,
totally.
it was a weird one, that one.
I bet you if I loaded Oblivion up, they'd still be there.
Probably,
so
yeah.
many years later. Just still waiting there on the bank with the sword banged in the hands, like, bloody hell.
You want some of this?
But yeah, no, glitches and me, we're like best friends right now. So many glitches and different bloody games, man.
So, what made you think about streaming then?
Peer pressure off my friends.
And me?
And him. It was peer pressure, to be honest. It was a lot of peer pressure. A lot of people say that I'm quite funny when I play games, of my reactions and how I am and everything else. So I was kind of like, right, okay, we'll give it a go. We'll see how it is. Because I get very self-conscious on if I am funny or if people find me funny and everything else. So I was like, if I'm playing a game, at least then I'm kind of not concentrating on being funny, and I'm just playing a game because I'm playing a game because I like games. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's why I got into streaming, because a lot of peer pressure, to be honest. And that is my actual truthful answer. Like, I'm not even like pretending. Peer pressure. Don't fall for it, kids.
So when we say, what advice would you give to streamers at the end of this chat? You're going to go, don't fall to peer pressure.
Don't fall to peer pressure. That's what you don't do.
You enjoy it, though. Let's not make it out that we're evil, horrible people. You do enjoy it, don't you?
I do enjoy it, and it's a shame I haven't streamed a lot at the minute because, I've been working loads and stuff. So I do genuinely miss streaming, but it's so fun when you do it. And I've met so many wonderful people through the Twitch community as well that I'd consider some like really good friends. So yeah, I do enjoy it. It's great.
100%. I mean, and again, you kind of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you kind of joined in a lot of my chats and stuff, didn't you? When I was playing games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I kind of made a name for myself through the chat.
Just trolling me and
just taking the piss out of him.
Yeah. So what was your first stream like? What was the first stream? What was the game you played and what was the stream like?
So the game I played was Little Nightmares. I thought, you know what? If I'm going to start doing this, I might as well start off with a bang. And just go straight into a horror film and get scared, even though previously I just said that I don't like getting scared, which I don't. But I was like, a lot of comedy can come out of people being scared, so let's just go for it. And I remember the build-up to my first stream, and I was so scared. I was so freaking nervous, like to the point where I bought a pack of like Post-it notes and I wrote "You'll be okay" with a love heart, and I pinned it to the screen like as I pressed go, and my heart, I literally felt like I was going to shit out my heart. I was that nervous. And then I ended, and my palms were that sweaty. I remember saying to him, like, I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to, like, wipe down your mouse because, like, I was a sweaty mess, man.
And you did a new mouse? No. And he did a new mouse?
Yeah. No. But I really enjoyed the first stream, and I had so many viewers supporting me as well. So, yeah, it was good. It was a very good first stream. But I just remember being very nervous.
So where did you go from there then? So you played some other horror games?
Yeah, I went from Little Nightmares to Alien Isolation. What a jump that was. Absolutely shitting my pants and going, nope, let's play something different. To be fair though, with Alien Isolation, it was a very slow burning game. So I was kind of like, I don't want to play a game like that if it's very slow burning for the viewers, because people will get bored quite quick. So I was like, do you know what? I'll play something else. And I can't remember. Oh, I played Frambo after Alien. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get a drink. And that was a lot better. Puzzle-based game, though, which is bloody hard.
Didn't you play, it was Little Hope, or was it Man of Medan you played?
Little Hope. Yeah, Little Hope. That was good.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? And
That was very good. There was a lot of... And that's where... if you watch my streams, that's where the famous wah comes from. Because I got jump scared so hard, I turned into Luigi. And yeah, it was good. So, but Little Hope is fantastic if people play that. I prefer that over Man of Medan.
so what was your favourite gaming streaming experience then? What was some of your favourite memories of playing games on stream?
Oh gosh, Little Hope is definitely up there. And Resident Evil 4. Because I've never played a Resident Evil game before until that one. And that was a viewer's choice game, should I say. Oh no, you redeemed it,
chose
didn't
it,
you?
yeah. I chose usually have a pick my game for me.
That was it, yeah. So you
I
chose it,
asked
actually.
64, didn't I? Yeah.
And a lot of people said that they loved me playing that game because of my reactions of, first of all, Ashley being the shittest companion you'll ever have in that game. And just the monsters and everything about it. And obviously having the first... playing the first ever like Resident Evil game that I've ever played. So yeah, it was good. I did really enjoy playing it though. And I remember finishing it and just doing like the biggest sigh ever, because it took me like... God, I felt like it took me about an eternity to finish the bloody game. But it was a few weeks. It was maybe 6 weeks, I think.
Oh, something like that. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was good. Resident Evil was definitely one of the best streams that I ever did.
Yeah. Is there any other like moments that come to mind, like any hype trains or any like raids or any moments to do with your community that come to mind?
I've only had like 2 hype trains, I think, which is fine. Like, I don't go into streaming thinking, give me your money, because if you go in thinking like that, then you need to get yourself in the bin, to be honest.
Yeah.
Where I kind of like, I did a lot, like I've done a few just chatting streams as well to get the community involved, and I find out a lot of things about my viewers as well. Some being that they don't like the band Queen, which I won't talk about now, but that's for another day. But yeah, I've never really had like a like anything to do with the community, I think, unless you're thinking of something and I can't think of it.
No, just asking.
Yeah.
Just generally,
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
No.
I've had a few raids, off really lovely people. I've never really had like a big raid, like how some people have like a huge fucking raid.
Yeah.
I've never had that, but I've always appreciated the raids I've had.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They've always been really good.
Such a lovely feeling, though, isn't it? Because they can choose anyone, can't they?
Yeah, exactly.
They've chosen you.
There is like a certain feeling you get when someone raids you, and you're kind of like, oh, thanks, and then you just don't know what to say then, because you're kind of like, oh, I want to really impress these people that have brought their people into our community.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, I don't really know what else to say, just to try and advertise yourself. But yeah, I've never had a massive raid though, like some people have.
Me? What constitutes a massive raid? I don't know. Yeah, okay. So we will ask the question. You might kind of already answered it, but I mean, what advice would you give to anyone thinking about streaming then, just based on your experiences?
I'd say do it. Do it just because if you don't do it, if you're like nervous of doing it, like just do it for you, basically. You know, if you really want to do it, go for it. There's like, as the saying goes, the world is your oyster. And, you know, definitely do your research into your games. Make sure you're doing a game that you love. Don't do games just because someone said so. Just don't. I don't like that. Like, if someone says, do this, no. Do what you want to do. You know, if you want to just have a Just Chatting stream, go for it, you know. And just build your community as well. What we did as well was we jump into people's communities and just, like, not introduce ourselves as such, but just kind of, like, you know, talk to them, get them, you know, and then go from there. And just, like, that we just followed the people that would play the games that we liked as well. And that's how we built some of the community as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
But I would just say, you know, do it if you want to do it. Don't I'm going to pull that because it's going to... yeah, just do it if you want to do it. Don't force yourself, you know. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you do your research and, you know, and don't worry about if you don't want to be on cam either, because we know a lot of streamers that aren't on cam.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they don't even talk sometimes. They just play the game. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Brilliant. So let's talk about some charity streams, because we've done some charity streams together, haven't we?
Yeah.
So talk about your memories of that and how it's made you feel.
I remember them being long. No, they're good. Charity streams are very good. They're very interesting. Always make sure that you research into your charity, but yeah, you do it for a charity that you feel quite passionate about. Mm-hmm. You know, the charity streams we've done, I think I've done 2, 3.
Yeah. Well, so what ones come to mind? What ones do you have good memories of?
We did
what do you
one
enjoy?
for. Well, we've done 2 for Mind. We did a massive one in October last year, of like a raidathon, basically, where everyone just raided into everyone else, and that was a very good stream. There was, God, how many streamers was there?
Oh, it's about 16 of us.
There was loads of us, and we would, like, a lot of people would stream throughout the night as well. Like, unfortunately, we did kind of mess up with the time because we forgot that the clocks go back, but hey ho, we managed to do it. And yeah, that was a very good charity stream, because it was just so many people, and there was just so much love and so many supporters of that, you know, so it was great.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, just talk to us about, if you don't mind anyway, talk to us about, like, your, like, sometimes, you know, you say you can't, you got to be in the right mindset to stream, haven't you?
Yeah.
Got to be in the right frame of mind, the right mindset. And if you're not feeling that, having known you obviously so well, you won't stream.
No.
You only stream if you're in the right mind space.
Yeah.
How important is that for you? And what advice would you give to anyone who is struggling with that?
It's very important, very, very important, because the thing is, you don't want to be in front of an audience, basically, because that's what the viewers are, is an audience, and force yourself to do things, because you will get extremely tired afterwards, and it's not fair on you. You always have to put your mindset first, you know. And if your viewers love you enough as what they say, then they would completely understand. Like, I haven't streamed, I used to do weekly streams, and at the minute I'm only kind of doing monthly ones, because I'm kind of like, I'm in the right headspace, but I'm so tired from work that the thought of being entertaining exhausts me, and it's nothing to do with the viewers at all. You know, it's me. I want to give my 100% in, rather than give them 80%. I want to do the 100% because I know that they would enjoy it more. Whereas I know for a fact that if I wasn't in the right headspace, that it wouldn't be good, and then I would think about that, and it would make me feel worse then. So I think you have to, like, really look after yourself as well. Like, if you feel like you're having a burnout, take time off. Mm-hmm. You know, don't force yourself, because there's nothing worse. Like, you gotta give yourself that time to, you know, recuperate and just relax. You know, like the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. So don't force yourself to do it. You know.
Definitely. So yeah, just one final question then. Really, we're almost at the end.
God.
It's gone really quick, hasn't it? So just tell me, if you were stuck on a remote island and you could only have 3 games that you can play for the rest of your life, what would they be and why? And you can have online connection, so you can do that if you want.
3.
Yeah, 3 games. Yeah.
Okay. I would definitely have. I definitely have Bioshock 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's up there. Fantastic game. Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And probably Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Because it's a daily game, so new things happen every day.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, you've always got something new to do on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
You know, and the other 2 games, if you want to go with your achievements, then there's plenty of achievements to do on that game.
True. Yeah.
So yeah, I think definitely them.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one more time for the road then. So tell us, where we can find you on your streams.
You can find me at punch_it_Sue on Twitch.
Punch_it_Sue.
I'm pretty sure it is underscore.
Yeah,
or is it all together?
No,
it is underscore.
It's the underscore.
I like underscores. My email address is the same. Yeah, I don't have a schedule, so you can find me on Twitter, which is Sue
all the U's
with a load of O's at the end of it. I'm floating about. You'll find me no matter what. Maybe put my link in like the bio.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I update the most because I tried to do Facebook and it just wasn't working. Whereas Twitter's a bigger platform, so I'm about. You'll find me even through a Ouija board. You'll find me. Don't worry. So.
Well, I'm gonna waste your final life. There you go.
Thanks. You
And,
wasted my life.
Wasted my lives. There we go. Thank you so much for your chat. I thought it was lovely. So yeah, please get following PunchItSue, guys, if you haven't already. But that's it. So until the next episode, guys, take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.